The book we will be discussing today is Factfulness. Factfulness written by Hans Rosling with Ola Rosling. Now, what this book mainly tells us in the introductory paragraphs of by the author mainly tells us that in this world information is really easily accessible. But information is more oftenly manipulated by the media, by the print media, and some other sources as well. Now, how factfulness can guide you in this world of information? Factfulness can give you a true picture by giving you data and by by guiding you through data that how to see the true picture of this, how to see the real statistics which can elaborate you that how you can see this world. And author also demonstrates some 13 questions. Now the 13 questions were about how the world is being going through, like how what is the unemployment rate, what is the poverty rate, how many are the middle income class people, and what is the population growth rate now, or what is the population of the world now. How you can see the true picture if you can ask anybody about these things, where more oftenly their instinct words. Now, authors discuss some 10 instincts by the humans. That humans work on the 10 instincts. The 10 instincts are, now, the first instinct is the gap instinct. Now, what is the gap instinct? Humans, by nature, psychologically, they divide things in gaps. Like they divide peoples into rich and poor class peoples. They divide countries into developed and underdeveloped countries. Now, who creates these gaps? These gaps are being created by the media. Media helps, gives us the information that many peoples are poor, many peoples are rich, some peoples are getting high elites in this world, and they are just depressing the whole other peoples in this world. Now, media just underestimate the information. We, the human, by his own psychology and by his own perception, he mainly underestimate the information. He underestimate that there can be many middle class people in this world, and as the humans, they didn't see statistics, they don't see data, they don't see other things, so they just underestimate information and they just say that yeah, there are many poor peoples, there are many rich peoples, there is no middle income class peoples. Now another is negativity instincts. Now what is the negativity instincts? Humans are more attracted toward bad news. Their cognitive tendency is to see bad images in this world. That's why if you see Facebook algorithm or Instagram algorithm or YouTube algorithm, they mainly gives you bad things and they pop up these things because they earn money. Now who just put this negative instinct in human beings? Media put it in human beings because media in this capitalist system, they work on the basis of profit maximization technique. In this world, profit is the main thing for any corporation. Now we, by humans, we must have a conception and we must understand this thing that media works on the profit maximization principle, and we shouldn't understand these things. There are many good news as well, but good news, they don't give TRPs, they don't give profit to people. So that's why you must have to read more things and you have to understand more things. We have another instinct, that is a straight line instinct. Now what is a straight line instinct is that things just go as they are, they don't get better, they don't get bad. Now but in the world there are many things that are hum shaped, that are s bent. If you can understand this thing, that population, as it was expected that in 2021 population would be 11 billion, but now the population didn't live at that rate. But humans by nature, they just think that things would become things are like that and they are worse. Like if population were 10 billion, so now it would be 11 billion, and they just accept the expectation principle, and their main cognitive behavior works on the expectations. Then we have another instinct, that is fear instinct. Now, humans by nature, they have a natural inclination toward drama, toward fear. Now, what is drama? What is fear? If you see the media, they just create drama, they just create pleasure in the information, and the information which they give, the news which they give, are mainly on the basis of dramatics, and this mainly creates fears in our mind. Now if you see, many people are afraid by airplane crash, but it doesn't happen often. Often things happen is like car accident or some motorcycle got accident, but people are really afraid from the things like, oh, there would be an airplane crash, but airplane crash doesn't occur. So this is mainly created by the media that is being done. Another instinct is size instinct. Now, what is a size instinct? Size instinct, mainly humans don't understand the true pictures or the true size of a thing. We mainly underestimate many things or overestimate many things because we see things in loneliness. We don't compare things, we don't see in divisions. And for this, we need to understand that a statistic or an idea or a picture can be clear by comparing it with someone else or something else. Now, another thing is instinct is generalization instinct. We mainly generalize things. Like generalization is that we oversimplify the more complex situation. Now, how we simplify the complex situation? If we see many peoples have just oversimplified that, yeah, that Islam is not a good religion, or more people are terrorists in an Islamist society, but it's not a true picture. They just generalized the more complex phenomena of terrorism and they affiliated it with Islam. Now, for this, we must understand if you see another thing that people have generalized things in a way that there are only rich people and there are only poor people. But there are diversified income groups, and for diversified income groups to understand this, we must understand people, we must understand the statistics by its own sense. Then we have another instinct, that is destiny instinct. Many people understand things like this is because of somehow a destiny, like they just go towards the cultural determinism, ethical determinism, geographical determinism, demographic determinism. But these all things evolves with time. If you ask your grandpa that what was the cultures in 80s or in 90s, so it was different. With time, the culture evolves, so there is no such thing as to just affiliate a culture or an ethnicity with something. So for this, we just understand that every time in this world there is a perpetual change that is being happening. Then we have a single perspective instinct. Now, what is a single perspective instinct? People are more inclined toward a world that to see things in a single perspective, to see things with a single eye. But we don't have to see things with a single eye. We just have to read diverse information, diverse things. We have to understand, if you want to understand a problem, so we shouldn't see this with a narrow picture or with a single sightedness. We just have to gather information with a lot of informations, and we just understand those information, and then we just create our own idea or our own picture of that problem. Then we have another thing is blame instinct. People easily blame other peoples for their own fate, for their own wrong things. Like if you can see that many people just blame government or other agencies for their own lifestyle, for their own things, that we are underdeveloped because of the some like some government agencies or some other peoples of this war, and this terrorism is being done by the government, and government is not just doing their own work properly. So this is something that is a blame instinct, and it can only be done by just understanding data. By understanding the data, we can have resolved this multifaceted problem. Then we have another and last instinct is urgency instinct. Now, what is urgency instinct? Urgency instinct is that people's by nature, they have an emotional urgency. If you fear them, or if you just give them the information like the situation is really critical, so they just get into fear and they just do hasty decisions. And this is also created by the media. Overall, if you see that a breaking news occur, it wouldn't be so much big information. But media creates urgency in people. Media create urgency in the mind, and people just do hasty decisions based on the information that is being given by the people. Now, this author is mainly giving and showing us the picture, an optimist picture of the world. Yeah, I understand that there is a lot of bad things happening in this world, but we should also see the good picture in this world. And factfulness is all about that. We have to understand the whole world with data, and we have to understand things in its own essence, not with something just over dramatic news.